Welcome to Latin Citizen. My name is Nakubu Chito. We thank you for your time. We thank you for your feedback. We appreciate. And we also just want to reaffirm and re-emphasize that the Latin Citizen is not a religious organization. It does not believe in religious dogma as well as organized religion, and the Latin Citizen also does not is not a political organization, and we are not for political oppression. We just also would like to say that the Latin Citizen is one who has woken up from a deep slumber of poverty and lacking even just the basics that we need as human beings. And also would just like to say that the Latin Citizen is one who has a passion for debate, for knowledge, for learning, and also the Latin Citizen respects the views which are different from his own, because as the Latin Citizen, our main goal, our vision is that we must awaken as a people, specifically as Zambians and generally as Africans, and really ordinarily as black people, wherever they may be found. Now, we have been discussing the topic of the citizen, who we are calling the silent citizen, who doesn't seem to have a voice, and yet is the one who is at the receiving end of the economy and everything else that has been happening. And we have relied so much as a source on the Bible, which we believe that it is based on the truth. It is a good book, and I think if you read the Bible as a practical book and as a good book, it can change your perspective and it can change even your life, and not used as the Bible as a tool for religious dogma and for oppression and for threatening people. But really, if you look at the Bible as a book of life, it can really help us. Now, what are we discussing today? Today, Zambia has been declared as a Christian nation. As a Latin Citizen, I think we have said that we do not agree with that. We don't even know what that means. Maybe Christian is a name. Like I think we've mentioned, you've heard us say maybe like Christian Mlenga, Christian band, but it's not a Christian nation. Based on the principles of Christianity and based on the Bible. Now, we've given examples in our last video of the scriptures that are very practical even to the situation that we are going through as a people. Now, assuming that we agree that Zambia is a Christian nation, which we have said we do not agree, on what scriptures then does Zambia stand? What makes Zambia a Christian nation? Can those who always talk about Zambia being a Christian, no way Christian, and most of them they really have nothing to say, and the levels of intelligence normally they are questionable, even when they're talking about Zambia being a Christian nation. These are the people who are oppressing people. The economy is on its knees. People are being shot. Innocent people who are not armed are being shot. The youth are unemployed. The other day I read a story about the government wanting to suspend teacher training. I have not confirmed whether that is the truth. But I was just wondering and saying, how can that be a solution? That no, because most of the teachers, they can't find work, so we're going to suspend the training of teachers. How do normal human beings even rationalize and reason like that? How can an adult even make such a statement? Now, I think this is something that we have alluded to, but very briefly, and again we can make a statement. There are countries out there who have no teachers, who can't even train teachers. So why can't this government at least find a solution for our teachers, even to create programs where the teachers who are being trained, if we have got too many teachers, why they can be sent out to go and work in countries where they are failing to train their own teachers. And what's going to happen is that those people, when they go there, there will be a resource for us because they will be sending money back here, and that can be one of the ways that we can raise even revenue as a people. So why is it that we seem to, our leaders seem to be so bankrupt with ideas, and the only thing they say, no, because we've got so many teachers who we are training and we can't employ them, so we will stop training. What kind of, like I said, I've not confirmed whether that is the truth, but if it is really the truth, then it is shameful. And as a people, what is it that we want? Why are we allowing such oppression? Why are we allowing to be led by people who seem to really just have no idea? Now, what are we saying? We're talking about Zambia as a Christian nation. Now, if Zambia is really a Christian nation, what are the benchmarks On what scriptures then does Zambia stand? On what scriptures does Zambia rely? I think in the previous video we made examples of the scriptures on which we were relying for what we are saying. And that is from the Bible. Now, assuming that Zambia, yes, is a Christian nation, assuming that we agree, what makes Zambia a Christian nation? What scriptures from the Bible does Zambia rely on for the way that Zambia behaves? What is it that makes this country a Christian nation? So does it mean that a Christian nation is the fifth hungriest nation? Does it mean that a Christian nation is one that wants to suspend the training of teachers because they can't employ them? Does it mean that a Christian nation is one where the youth are coming out of universities, colleges, and they can't get jobs? Is that what a Christian nation is? So, and then you even hear things that, no, we're going to have a day of prayer for the economy. What kind of nonsense is that? What is the economic program that Zambia has adopted? Can Zambia say this is the economic program that we've adopted? This is the economic program, this is where we want to be? So even if we are praying as a people, what are you praying for? Because I think we've mentioned in one of our videos that prayer is not religious. Prayer is the language of the universe. The universe responds, and it responds via prayer. When you look at economies such as the Japanese, the Chinese, South Korea, in Asia, they've got their own way that they pray, and they answer, and their prayers are answered. And you've never heard, Japan is a Christian nation, or South Korea is a Christian nation, but they developed. So what is the relevance of this thing? Who benefits from this thing? Our submission is the ones who benefit from this declaration of Zambia as a Christian nation are the politicians, because then they use it as a tool of oppression. Then they don't even want you to speak, because when you speak, then they come, no, this is a Christian nation, you can't do it. Now, these people who are claiming that this is a Christian nation, they are the ones who are oppressing us, and they're the ones whose behavior does not reflect any Christianity. So on what basis do we make those baseless pronouncements? And as Zambians, it seems like when someone says something and they say Christian this and Christian, like the brain just switches off and people become paralyzed. So as a Nigerian citizen, we don't want to be the one who is always hammering the Zambian, shooting the Zambian. We want to be the voice of encouragement. Now what we're telling you is that there is hope for this country, and that this country can develop within our lifetime. But we need to have practical solutions. We need to speak the word of what we want. Can we start defining the Zambia that we want? Can we start defining the life that we want? Can we start defining who we are? Independent of the politicians. Can we stop looking at the politicians for solutions? Can we as a people define even the leaders? I think one of the videos we mentioned where we say, how do you choose a leader? You look at the challenges, you look at the solutions, you look at the type of person who can sort out those problems, and then you identify the person. Again, you, the silent citizen, please, we are speaking to you right now. Please, can we hear your voice? Can you, at least even if you do not speak out, can you in your heart at least start defining the Zambia that you want? Can you start discussing with people about the solutions that you think would work for this country? Because as you speak, like we've said, words are not nothing. The words that we speak, they will not return to us void. They will accomplish that which we desire. So what is it that we are desiring as a people? Can we start, even if you are not saying it on a platform like now, what are you saying? What is in your heart for this country? And also, we have a message that we would like to reach as many Zambians as possible, as many Africans as possible, and as many Black people as possible. Why am I restricting that? Because this is a group of people who seem to have disadvantaged themselves for many years. They seem to have no plan, and they seem the best things that they seem to be good at is fighting for rights, creating organizations which are fighting for rights, but once they get the rights, and then what? And then we don't seem as the people to be defined, to be going anywhere. We seem to be always fighting for something. And we seem to always find ourselves on the oppressed side as the people generally. Now, even in your own country, when you elect people to rule over you, the same people they become your oppressors. So what kind of race are we? What is it that we are doing? Can we stop and just really reflect on who we are as a people and start changing? Because the answers are there. The universe, like we said, is like water, it's like electricity. It doesn't choose. What we need to know is, can we start understanding the language of the universe? Can we start defining who we want to become as a people? So, again, we go back to this thing of Zambia as a Christian nation. What is the benefit? How does it help us? Assuming we agree, on what scriptures then does Zambia stand? When you say Zambia is a Christian nation, what are you saying? Can you start being practical? Say, oh, we believe according to this scripture, according to that scripture, like we've said. We have looked at scriptures that say what is unseen is more important than what is seen. We have looked at scriptures that say that the words that I speak, they shall not return to me void, they shall accomplish that which I desire. We have looked at scriptures which say that we are all in a race, but not everyone wins. We have looked at scriptures which say that faith is the evidence of things. So those are practical scriptures that, as the enlightened citizen, we are anchoring our message. Now, Zambia being a Christian nation, what is them? On what scripture? So we're just on this same Zambia is a Christian nation. Was there a consensus? Who declared Zambia as a Christian nation? What is his motivation? We can say that at the time when Zambia was declared a Christian nation, the president of Zambia was Frederick Chilombo. So rest in peace. But can we say, when we look at his life, was he a Christian? What were his values? Did he have Christian values? What Christian examples did he set as a person? Why didn't we as Zambians ask him why he wanted to declare Zambia as a Christian nation? And even now, as we are still pushing this thing, what is it? What is it that we are trying to achieve? This Christian nation thing, what is it exactly? How is it helping us? Apart from maybe just making you feel like you're doing something good. What is the benefit? Now, like we have said, as a enlightened citizen, we question every system and we have a passion for debate. So we're asking these questions because this declaration as a Christian nation, our submission is that it is meant to numb us, the Zambians. The politicians use it as a political tool because when you say something Christian in Zambia, then you won't be questioned and people are numb. Now, us, we are not for that. Us, we stand for the truth. As we are saying, we are not for organized religion or religious dogma. So if you say that Zambia is a Christian nation, can you tell us? What do you mean? On what scriptures does Zambia stand? What are the Christian values? What examples, if this is the same leaders who are leading this country, who are championing this declaration of Zambia as a Christian nation, is shooting an unarmed person, Christian, is stopping people from exercising their rights to gather whenever they want, is that being Christian? Is failing to run an economy where inflation is above 15%, is that Christian? Is failing to run an economy where the currency is losing value, the exchange rate is maybe at 22 now, is that being Christian? So this thing of Zambia being a Christian nation, what is it? And that's the people. Can we stop being abused? Can we stop burying our heads in the sand? Can we stop being aloof? Can we ask questions? And we shall pick it up from there in the next video. Once again, this is Kapingo Chito on the Enlightened Citizen.